Hey, Jen. Oh, looks like you're muted.
Try that again.
Yeah.
Yay! Can you hear me now?
Round two, round two. All right.
Yay!
Cool. Well, happy Sagittarius season to you, my dear sister. How is your day going?
Today is going great.
Good. Good.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get the weekend on.
Nice. I just wrote a little guided meditation for Sagittarius to get started to drop in, um, come into space together, and then figure go through some Sagittarius archetypes and lessons for the season, get through body systems, and then I'll hand it off to you.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, please begin finding a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And repeat this a few times, feeling your body relax and your mind calm down. Now imagine that you are an archer holding a bow and an arrow. You are standing on a hilltop overlooking a vast landscape of mountains, forests, and rivers. You feel a sense of adventure, curiosity, and freedom. You are ready to explore the world and discover new truths. As you look around, you notice a bright star in the sky, shining above the horizon. This is your guiding star, your source of inspiration and wisdom. It represents your higher purpose, your vision, and your optimism. You decide to follow it wherever it may lead you. You draw your arrow and aim it at the star. You feel a surge of energy and confidence as you release the arrow and watch it fly through the air. You know that your arrow will reach its target and that you will achieve your goals. As you follow your arrow, you breathe deeply and evenly, feeling your lungs expand and contract. You synchronize your breath with your steps, creating a rhythm of movement and harmony. You feel your body and mind working together as you pursue your quest. You encounter different sights and sounds and smells along the way. You see animals, plants, and people of various cultures and backgrounds. You hear music and laughter and stories. You smell spices and flowers and fire. You're open to learning everything and everyone you meet. You're respectful and honest and generous. You share your knowledge, your enthusiasm, and your joy. You also face some challenges and obstacles on your journey. You encounter steep slopes, rough terrains, and stormy weather. You meet some enemies, some critics, and doubters. You face some doubts, fears, and temptations. You are aware of these difficulties, but you do not let them stop you. You are courageous, resilient, and faithful. You overcome your challenges and learn from your mistakes and grow from your experiences. You continue to follow your arrow until you reach the star. You feel a sense of accomplishment, gratitude, and awe. You have reached your destination, but you have also realized the journey is not over. You have gained new insights, new perspectives, and new possibilities. You have expanded your horizons, your understanding, and your consciousness. You have fulfilled your potential, but you also know that there is more to explore, more to learn, and more to share. Take in another deep breath, feeling your chest rise and fall. You open your eyes, feeling refreshed, energized, and inspired. You smile, knowing that you are Sagittarius, a seeker, a teacher, and a visionary. You are ready to live your life with passion, purpose, and positivity. And when you feel ready, open your eyes, come back into the room that you're sitting or standing or relaxing in. So, yeah, I like to start off with that just to kind of give a sense and a feel and a catharsis for what these different signs mean. And the first thing that I think of with Sagittarius is I break it down to the elements and the modalities. And Sagittarius is mutable fire. So the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, they all like change and movement. They are the signs that are ushering in a new season. So Sagittarius finds us at the end of fall before we're coming into the winter solstice, which is what Capricorn ushers in. And so there's this sense of that the harvest is done and we've reaped the rewards. We're now welcoming family into our homes and sharing a good meal. Find it very how perfect that Sagittarius is always around Thanksgiving, in our culture where we're growing up here in America. And just that sense of sharing our good fortune and generosity with others and having good family stories. And Sagittarius, it also rules higher learning and philosophy. And so there's that sense of like wanting to share like our roots and our culture and all of that that we kind of dug up during Scorpio season. And now it's time to like take the lessons of our ancestors um, and make movement and change as a way forward to kind of evolve where our roots have started to where we're going. Um, and with having a fire mutable, there's like even more a sense of movement because fire for an element brings in a lot of that too. So it also has to do with international travel and going to different countries, and it's about long term versus Gemini being about short quick trips. Sagittarius is about like long distance and staying somewhere long term, that sense too. And then the body system that relates to it is the thighs and that part of the body. So the thighs and buttocks, which you think about back to Greek mythology, and Sagittarius was represented as a centaur, which is half horse and half human. So some body characteristics that you see with Sagittarius risings, especially because the rising sign is what's taking on the physical characteristics of a sign, are people with big, strong thighs. And as a Sagittarius rising myself, that's something that I've always been found comments on by people that how strong my legs are and I don't necessarily have a very toned body, but my legs have always been very muscular and very like I don't carry any extra weight there or anything. And so I sense that too. And my husband is also Sagittarius rising, and he is also very defined thighs as far as like if when you see his body system, like his his shape. So an ailment that can come up with that is the sciatica or sciatic nerve pain. Since it does rule the thighs and the buttocks and like that whole section of the body, and not where Scorpio has to do with because it has to do with sex and creation, it has more to do with the sexual organs. This um Sagittarius is more about like the muscles and all of that of the buttocks and the hips and that again because it's more about the movement and like the action of it being fire. So that's something that you can see come up with hard Sagittarius transits for people that they can have a flare up of sciatica. And then the organ that it rules is the liver, which again, kind of tying into Thanksgiving makes sense to me because there's like this sense of overindulgence, this time of year. And because it's a Jupiter ruled planet, that's where it brings in the liver too. And the liver has to do with detoxifying our body and the substances that we take in. And Jupiter as a planet can have the shadow aspect of overindulgence and addiction and those types of qualities. So you see that with Pisces and with Sagittarius. Those are both the um, traditionally ruled by Jupiter in ancient astrology. So Pisces is more of like the psychosomatic and like mental addiction, where Jupiter's like, give me all the food, give me all of like that more like earthbound type of substance. Um, so I think that that's funny that it's kind of like in our culture that this time of year it's like celebrated to overindulge in food and drink depending on the family that you come from. There's a lot of families that there was probably a lot of alcohol involved in the past celebrating and all of that. So with that, some of the personality traits that you get from that really movable fire is a sense of optimism. you know Sagittarius coming out of Scorpio can be so critical and so like reserved and really particular about where they're expressing. Sagittarius is like it's like literally that horse being brought out of the gate, just like bursting through and nothing really gets them down. There's always like even if someone comes at them critically, they're like, oh, whatever, and they can just move on with it. So there's this gregaciousness too. You people that have those big bellowing laughs, I've noticed like when just people in my life when I've looked up their charts, they usually have pretty strong Scorpio or Sagittarius placements in their more personal planets. Um on the other end of that, because there's like this sense of being able to like say what's on their mind, they can be really blunt and honest to to a fault. And they're the ones that are like laughing at the funeral because they can't help it and like just being kind of inappropriate and not understanding like why people get so serious or like so um emotional about it, so sensitive. They're like, come on, just let it roll off. Can't you take a joke? That's all the fire signs. But Sagittarius at least has this more of a wit about it, because it's the highest evolved of the fire signs. So where Aries can be just actually kind of cruel sometimes and mean. And Leo's more like arrogant and cocky. Sagittarius is more like witty with it, and they're like kind of using more of their intellect with that fire cuttingness to it. And it's Jupiter, so it's like all in fun, right? Whereas Aries is ruled by Mars, so there's more of this warrior spirit to it that they're wanting to defeat something. And Leo is the sun, so really it's just protecting its ego. And Jupiter, it's just expanding in the sense of growing optimism. It also has, because it's a mutable sign, the most open-minded of all the fire signs. All the mutable signs have a really easy time of being able to see things from a different perspective, where the fixed signs really hold on to their beliefs, and the cardinal signs, because they've spent so much time initializing and kind of like feeling like they've invented or coming up with something, they're more protective over it. The mutable can see various points of view, but Sagittarius can get caught up in thinking that they're right because it's all about seeking the truth. That's why traditionally you'll see like judge or the judicial system is also represented with Sagittarius, because they're always seeking the truth, which is why they're always learning and trying to find the philosophy of something or where it came from and to understand something from many sides. They can get caught up in thinking that like they know the absolute like capital T truth, where their opposite sign Gemini, the twins, just very naturally is able to see all the points of view, and not get too passionate on one point, where Sagittarius, because of that fire, can kind of hold on a little bit firmer than its counter air sign. I think that is the main points I wanted to hit there. So I'll pass it off to you now, Jen, and if anything else comes up, I'll convene it.
You'll chime in. Thanks, Jess. So there's a couple things that I wanted to chat through. So when Jess was sharing about how Sagittarius is all about international travel, it just kind of hit me because while I'd love to be an international traveler, right, it's just not in my budget, not where I'm at right now. However, with the different meal solutions that I have to share, this is our Merry Month of Meals. Yes, it's a pile right here. It comes to you in a nice advent calendar. But what I love about it is even though I can't travel internationally, I can easily make foods from all over the globe. And so I just wanted to share just with, again, just this one collection from Epicure that actually hit Black Friday sales and deals today. So it's on sale. It is got so many different flavors. So again, I pulled out the 24 meals. So it comes with 24 meals and 2 desserts. So you get shortbread cookie for dessert. But I literally am going from places like India with tandoori chicken and keema curry. I'm going south of the border with taco, with pulled chicken. I'm hitting like the Southwest flavors. I've got some more Thai flavors with a coconut curry mussel mix. I'm hitting Hawaii with my Stampede barbecue. I'm back in America with things like meatloaf and cheeseburger pasta. Let's see. I'm also going to Japan with yaki udon. Oh wait, back to Hawaii with tropical pineapple. There's Thai stir fries, mac and cheese, lasagnas. I hit Ireland with shepherd's pie. Definitely hitting Italy with things like creamy pesto and Alfredo. Back to China with some beef and broccoli stir fry. So as you can see, like even though I don't get the chance to travel internationally, I find it keeps me excited in the kitchen to be able to cook these flavors from around the globe. And so if you're interested in, again, joining in and learning more about that, definitely follow me on social and I'll be sharing more as I make these meals. Again, the Merry Month of Meals, so 24 meals, super easy. Most of them are ready in 20 minutes. So while we're here in the busiest of seasons, let's go travel internationally with how we can eat for the next month. And so the other thing that I wanted to share is I know a lot of us are probably, like Jeff shared, overindulged yesterday. And not only did we overindulge with eating, but if you're like me, I cooked for an army and there were 3 people at my house. So I have an abundance of leftovers. And we're the type of family that, yes, we can eat leftovers once or twice, but by the time it gets to be like that 3rd or 4th time, we got to do something new with it. So I wanted to share some different leftover ideas if you're like me and have tons of leftover Thanksgiving type foods in your house. So one thing that I whipped up today was a stuffing waffle turkey sandwich. Not sure how well you can see that, but I will get a little bit closer. So I literally took about 2 cups of my stuffing, mixed it with a beaten egg. I added a 1/4 cup of Monterey Jack cheese, and then I have a mini waffle maker. And so I made the toast out of the stuffing, and then I have my turkey, and then literally you can use gravy, cranberry sauce, whatever. So just a different way to do a turkey sandwich, get rid of some of that leftover stuffing. Holler, this was so good. I've already, my husband and I split one, and this will be for dinner. And then the other thing that I always seem to get a lot of leftovers, right? Stuffing is a hard thing to reuse, is cranberry sauce. So whether it's the jarred jellied cranberry sauce, freshly homemade cranberry sauce, I was looking for different ideas of what to do with leftover cranberry. Now, granted, I'm gonna throw some of my stuffing waffle sandwich, but I also found this appetizer idea, which I thought would be perfect as some of us are going into like Friendsgiving this weekend, or just get-togethers where you're using up again some of these leftovers. So this is actually a dip and a spread. So in my cup here, I've got softened cream cheese, I've got jalapeno, red onion, and green onion. And then to that, I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. So you could use fresh garlic. I love this roasted garlic aioli. It's like garlic powder on steroids. It's so, so good. We need a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna add that here. And then I'm just gonna mix that up. Oh, and we need to squeeze a lime. Let me get that all going here. So if you're like me and you love dips and appetizer type things, this is something that you could easily do any time of year. It would also really be good. So if you are a charcuterie fan and have things left over, like your sweet pepper jellies, sweet jalapeno pepper jelly, things like that, this would also be good on top of that. So I'm gonna get my cream cheese mixed with the salt, the pepper, the jalapenos, the onions. And so this will be a nice little snack before our waffle sandwiches that we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Or a Thanksgiving if you're celebrating a little later. I know there's lots of families out there that celebrate the weekend after, since it's so hard sometimes to get it together during the week. But yeah, just gonna spread it out on my plate. So it's gonna be like a sweet, spicy, savory type dip idea. And then I'm gonna grab out a few of my, I just have This would actually be really good with like the whole berry cranberries. My husband liked the jarred jelly kind, so that's what we have here at the house. So again, because I'm gonna use up what I have, so I'm gonna use a little bit of this juice. Just kind of spread everywhere on here. And I'm gonna mash up my jellied cranberry. And then just kind of spread that on top. And so you've got the sweet, savory, spicy dip idea, which would be super good with crackers and everything like that.
Yum.
Yes, so just some different ideas of ways to use leftovers if you overindulge or overcook. Oh, and then I forgot the best part. Cut up some of the green onion tops. This would actually be a really cute idea for like a Christmas dip, just because it's that green and red and white. There we go. Delish. So, if you're interested, if you have questions, I'm always here to help. Again, follow me on social, Epic Adventures with Jen, and obviously I drop different videos here throughout the month as well. Back to you, Jess, to close
That
us
looks
out.
so good. And as you're cutting up the green onion, I was like, ooh, what about rosemary on top?
Rosemary, yes. This would be good with so many different flavors. Again, like, what do I have? What do I have to use up? And I'm sorry, I can only eat cranberry so many different ways.
It's so good. It's like Matt and I they opened up a second Brooks Tavern location in Tryon. So we went to dinner and they have that turkey apple brie sandwich there that has the cranberry relish and then the caramel dipping sauce. Mm, it's so delicious.
That would be another. Again, sandwiches are kind of like my go-to when I'm trying to figure out what to use leftovers. And when I literally made a 9x13 pan and we literally ate like an eighth of that pan. I was like, what am I gonna do with all of this leftover stuffing? So
I don't know.
stuffing waffles.
Yeah, that's a really cool. I like how that looks like the texture turned out really good too on them.
It is, yeah, it's nice and it's like after I let it sit, it's nice. I mean, it's crisp. It will definitely hold up to a hearty sandwich. But yeah, throw in some cranberry relish, a little bit of mayo, or make like a cranberry aioli. Yeah, delish.
And that would be interesting because I'm so used to stuffing in obviously the typical form that to have it in that with that crisp on the outside. That's always the best part of the stuffing is the edges anyway. So now you've just made an entire sandwich of edges.
That's right. That's right. So,
Cool. Yeah, that's delicious. We are cooking ours tomorrow. So the kids get a day off of Thanksgiving food they ate with their dad last night, and ours is tomorrow. I saw that the bakery where I picked up a pie from, I missed out on their bread order, but they said that it's their number one seller all year because people buy it for their leftover turkey sandwiches, but it's a cranberry sage sourdough.
ooh, that would be
I think that that's right. I know cranberry. I'm kind of questioning if it was sage or not, but something cranberry. I think it's sage. And yeah, doesn't that sound so good? So I wonder too. I don't know if you're still making sourdough. I wonder if you could just even add cranberry. Yeah, how that would work.
and not only would that probably be good like for leftover sandwiches, but if you got it ahead of time to cube up if you make your own stuffing and make your own bread for stuffing, that would probably be a really delicious bread to cube up for stuffing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I told her, I
Yeah,
said next year I'm gonna try to remember. 'Cause I made it in time for the pie order, but not for the bread order. So
gotcha. How fun. So
yeah, cool. I don't have any. I mean, as I was um listening to you, nothing else really came up to touch on my end. So if there's no specific
perfect.
things, then I'm all
But
good.
yeah, I think both Jess and I are running Black Friday specials. So if you are interested in astrology readings or in gifting ideas, I love to curate personalized gifts. So whether that be for your employees, your customers, friends, neighbors, potluck, white elephants, I've got any sort of budget that I can work with. So I am happy to do that as well. Get you those Black Friday deals. And then Jess, I don't know if you want to talk about yours.
Yeah, I had a flash deal that's still in effect for another 2.5 hours, that anything that's booked today with appointments going as far out as the end of January, limit 5 per person, 30% off any full price um, services. So if you're local to Rutherfordton, North Carolina, that includes my bodywork services and anything in person. And for people that don't live near me, that does include my astrology services as well.
There you go. Get those Black Friday deals. And then obviously as we have more fun throughout the month, we will be sharing that on the YouTube channel. So make sure to like, get notifications, comment, all of those things that help push our message out into the cyber world.
Right. All right. Well, I will chat with you later. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Take care.